What is IT? All of you are using IT. IT is your strategic asset. It's a strategic weapon for exponential growth. Can you think the Tata Motors can grow worldwide without IT? IT is the strategic requirement of any business, whether it is commercial, government, NGO, whatever it is. Against it's a strategic weapon for exponential growth. Without IT, you cannot grow because you cannot control your operations. It's again competition and survival. If you are not using IT in your organization, you can't survive. So everyone has to use IT. You must keep this weapon. I am using the word weapon from the vocabulary of soldiers. It has to be sharp. It has to be battle ready. It has to be available. It has to be secure. It has to be trained. As Mrs. Ali said, that the new terminology CIA, which we use day in and day out, confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the information. Same thing is available here. The weapon has to be sharp, battle ready, available, secure, and the people must be trained on that. And you have to prevent it from obsolescence. Today, nobody uses swords because fire weapons are there, so they become obsolete. It should not be taken over. It should not be attacked. It should not be snatched. It should not be hijacked, lost, or you forget where you have kept it. It should not be rusted, and you must be trained on that. The same thing are applicable on IT, and you must also preserve it from technical piracy. Do you remember how that sericulture developed in India? It was pirated from China, and now India is bigger sericulture producer, silk producer in India compared to China. How IT affects users? Like any heavy IT user, organizations are affected by two major things. There is an attack against the IT assets and misuse of their IT assets in contravention to the IT Act 2000, whether you take 2000 and 2008, it's IT Act. So there are two types of ways that users are affected. How? When we say attack against IT asset, what can happen? There can be data theft, data diddling. Somebody is playing with your data, changing the data, hijacking the data, taking out the data, deleting the data, that is data diddling, or stealing the data. Espionage, industrial espionage is a big business. It is happening, and with computers, it has gone into totally different orbit. And the biggest example you have today, which everyone knows, is WikiLeaks. Whether you say industrial espionage or any type of espionage, it is there. 2 days back, there was a news, actually it's a old news, that a Pakistani ISI major has hacked an Gmail account of Indian major and taken out 4,000 sensitive documents. The major was posted in Andaman. After the inquiry, he has been promoted to become lieutenant. He is demoted. He has not been chucked out of service. I don't know why, but this is the mindset. So espionage is taking in a big way. Then we have DDoS attack, that is distributed denial of service, which is what happened in Estonia. If you know the country called Estonia, that was down for 3 days. Why? Because the country is 90% computerized. Everything is e-governance. And there was some conflict between Russia and Estonian people. Russian hackers called RBG group has a DDoS attack on Estonian IT assets. And for 3 days, the IT assets or IT services were not available to anyone, and country ceased to exist. Now just think what can happen if Indian Railways, Rajdhani Express, going from Bombay to Delhi, Delhi to Bombay, is that data is hijacked or that data is not available. There is a law and order problem at either Bombay Central or New Delhi Airport, the New Delhi railway station. This has happened in Uzbekistan, in Australia, up to a certain extent in some European countries. So that DDoS attack can happen. Spamming, most of you get spam mails, and sometimes it kills time. Sometimes with spamming, it's a phishing mail where somebody lures you to click a particular web link, and either you compromise your password or you get some malware downloaded on your computer. Then identification theft and hijacking. As Mr. Pawan Dugal said, that even if password is your identity. Today, how computer knows me as a password? We can go beyond also, but as of today, my identities can be hacked, and you may work as me for my all transaction, whether it is bank transaction, personal transaction, commercial transactions. Then hacking of networks and defacing of website is happening. There is a big story some time back, Pakistan Cyber Army and Indian Cyber Army, they were fighting, and after that there was a truce. Then malware attack on your theft, or for theft, monitoring, bot, spying, control, DOS, and operation can cease. There are some technical terms. If you are familiar with that, fine. If you are not familiar, just take it as it is, because this forum is not to explain this technical term, but yes, these are the risks which are available in IT environment, and attack against your IT assets are possible. I am giving you a fear. You must fear IT. It's not that IT is all pervasive. In my organization, computers have come.